Sure. Why not? Why not come back to my favorite spot to yell at the ducks since it pisses these weak ass punks off. Yep, those weak ass punks care so much about someone yelling at ducks, so let's piss them off some more by making this video, in which y'all see the title. Why nothing has changed, despite the propaganda, despite all the so-called solutions. Young men prefers to stay single, prefers to not get into relationships. And for some, they believe it's a waste of time and resources. I don't blame them. Then, of course, the predictable retarded fucks want to come up with their lame ass solutions, but yet we don't see zero results. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. I say that to say this. Say this because once again, I'm on my lunch breaks looking at the news from all over, and once again there's another article. There's another news article wondering why men are not getting married, dating, or being in relationships. God damn, are they that fucking clueless? They must be clueless if they're still trying to figure out that fucking problem. Better yet, here's a question everybody should ask. How come the propaganda ain't working? How come their so-called solutions ain't working? I'll tell you why. Because their solutions, because they think their solutions men going back to the plantation, they think their solutions of things going back to the way they were are supposed to be foolproof when it's not. But here's their failure. Their failure is the fact that they're not listening to the men. No, they're not. They're giving out their own solutions, and they're going by their own understanding, not the root cause of the problem. Then they wonder why nothing's changed for the better. Things are still the same. Men don't want no involvement with women in the workplace. Men don't want men don't want to be in the same room as a woman for fear of being falsely accused. All that's still the same. By the end of the day, these women got what they wanted. Oh, that's right. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. From the Me Too movement fucking the shit up for women to all these unrealistic expectations to the retarded fuck ass obligations. Men ain't buying it. And they damn sure ain't gonna sit back and submit and kiss women's asses. Let's just call a ball and a strike on that. And speaking of Me Too movement, ain't it funny? Because I said this before. The vast majority of the men who got Me Too'd were men who stood up for women, defended women, even supported both the feminist movement and the Me Too movement. And those were the men who got Me Too'd. From Danny Masterson to R. Kelly. And R. Kelly openly admitted that he supported the Me Too movement only to get his ass Me Too'd in the process. That was even to this very day, that is considered the most embarrassing time for the feminist movement, for the men that they claim was on their side were also the ones abusing women. Ain't that some shit? But oh, these male spaces are the problem. Right. Yeah. Carry on. Because of this, men started to retract from women. Even the actor, Henry Cavill, you know Henry Cavill, the actor who plays Superman in The Witcher, even he spoke out on this. And what did those bitter bras did? Suppress his speech. They thought by suppressing Henry Cavill's speech, that what he said is completely irrelevant. Not even knowing that by doing that to Henry Cavill, that was their undoing. By silencing Henry Cavill, that didn't make what he said go away. That make men open their eyes even further to the situation, and now because of that, the men are more cautious around women. Even down to a point where the majority of these men don't want to get married, don't want to be in relationships, they don't want any interaction. All they want to do is smash and dash, hit it and quit it, pump and dump. You get what I'm saying? And despite all the propaganda, which not only didn't work, but make these male spaces grow even further to the point to where now it's way bigger than just some retarded fuck online crying, bitching, and complaining about these male spaces. But it's now gotten to a point to where the younger generation of men is seeing what's happening, and because they've seen the situation, they like, know what? It's not even worth the fucking headache. I would rather go ahead and get on my purpose. Get my money up. Get my health up. Make sure what I need to get done before I get into a relationship. Before I put myself out on the market. And the women, they don't like this shit. Which is no surprise to me, considering the fact that the same ones saying, oh, these men need to be held accountable for all the abuse they did to women. But same time, these men should not ignore us women either. No, ma'am. This is what you wanted, right? You asked for what you wanted, you get what you got. You asked for what you wanted, you get what you got. Oh, you don't like what you got in return. Well, guess what? As I said, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Y'all women wanted these men to be afraid to come around you. Y'all complained when they were catcalling. Y'all complained because the wrong man decided to talk to you and you looked at them as a creep. Now that the men stopped fucking with these women, now the women are complaining that the men ain't giving them no attention. Oh, these men don't want to take the time to help them out. Oh, these men ain't protecting them. Ma'am, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't play both sides of the fence. You can't look at men as a barter, then turn right back around and complain about men. Y'all get what I'm saying? They can't complain about men being a bother while at the same time complaining about them. Now you hear all these news articles talking about talking about the declining of marriages, the declining of the birth rate, the decline of everything. Well, congratulations. They got what they wanted. They got what they wanted. Now they got to live with that. And with that, I said what I had to say. I'm done. Had a good time yelling at these ducks, and I'm out this bitch. Later.